In the last podcast, Rory gave us some useful information about the valuation notice. In this episode, he goes into a bit more detail and discusses the appeals process. We rejoin the conversation as I ask why the new rateable value may be different to the previous one. So getting back to the new rateable value, if I was to receive my valuation notice and the new rateable value is different to the last one, why would that be?
Well, at each revaluation, the assessor is bound to look at the whole position afresh, and it's well established in law that the amount of increase is not a factor which should influence the revaluation figure. So comparisons between values in the new valuation roll and those appearing in the old valuation roll are rarely helpful, Chris. The values in the old valuation roll were based on levels of rents around April 2015, whereas the new values, as I mentioned earlier, are derived from rental evidence from around April 2022. So it's really worth bearing in mind that values can change relatively from location to location and between different types of property over such a time period.
All right, and you talk about levels of rent there, but if I own my property, does that make a difference?
No, all non-domestic properties, other than those that are excluded by legislation, will have been revalued on the 1st of April 2023, whether they're let or not.
Right. And so if my property P, T or O details have changed, or if my property is currently vacant, what does that mean for me, and is there a way I can update it?
Yeah, well, as I've mentioned before, all non-domestic properties, other than those excluded by legislation, have been revalued from that 1st of April 2023 date, whether they're vacant or not. And information on billing and reliefs can be found, as I mentioned earlier, at the web address which is shown on the screen. If there has been a change in the details of proprietors, tenants or occupiers, you can complete a return of information form, and would ask you to do that at the following web address, which is on the screen at the moment, or by all means ask for assistance from our staff in completing the change of details.
Perfect. Again, I'll make sure the website details are available on screen, and also make sure they're available at the end as well, so if anyone needs them afterwards they can check them out there. Right, so now to get down to the nitty-gritty, if I wanted to see how you'd gone about valuing my specific property, is there somewhere I can view these details?
Yeah, absolutely. Advice on the process of revaluation, practice notes explaining how various subjects are calculated, net annual values applicable to all subjects in Scotland, and summary valuations showing the basic calculations for standard retail, office, industrial properties. They can all be viewed online at a web address which is shown on screen at the moment. And in addition, you can also make reference to the Joint Board's own website, and again, that address will be shown on the screen for you to use.
Okay. And playing devil's advocate here, if I had a look at the summary valuation and I think that it's incorrect, what can I do at that point?
Well, from the 1st of April 2023, it has been possible to lodge a proposal against the new rateable value if you believe your valuation to be incorrect. And the Scottish Assessors Association portal is now open for you to lodge your proposal.
Okay. And finally, if at the end of the day I'm not happy with all of this, is there a way for me to lodge an appeal?
Yes, in respect to the regulations, and that's the Valuation Proposals Procedure Scotland Regulations 2022, proposals can be lodged from that 1st of April 2023 date, which is the crucial date in this process. Any proposal must be made in writing and must be lodged with the assessor by the 31st of July 2023, or within 4 months of the date of issue shown on your valuation notice. The information which must be included within your proposal is also shown on the reverse of the valuation notice. And again, more information on how to make a proposal is available at the web address which is shown on screen right now.
Lovely. Well, thanks very much for your time today, Rory. I think we covered that fairly extensively. I suppose what we're saying at this point is that if anyone does have any questions about any of this, they can contact our office at any time, or use the links that you sort of provided earlier. I'll leave a list of all our contact details on the screen just now, with a few other useful links. But otherwise, thanks again for your time.
Thanks very much, Chris. Good to chat to you.
Cheers.